Hello, welcome to the Greatness Engineering Show. It is always a pleasure to have you with us. And today we're having a very inspiring episode. We have an amazing guest. As usual, we're going to the US, we're going to California, and we're going to talk music. We're going to talk, everything entertainment. And also, get to know our guest a little bit more. She's starting, she has a new single coming in, and also starting a career in the, in the acting, in as an actress as well. So it will be a very interesting conversation, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. Our guest is actually a remarkable singer, songwriter, whose music, beautifully blend classic soul, contemporary, and R&B jazz, and also what we call neo soul. And through a debut is single is just Robbie, and her name is Robbie Love. And we will learn a lot about how she started, and really get to understand her story as well. So I really invite the listener into this, deeply personal stories, and that is inspired by a background with a family, faith, and the life, behind every moment that she went through. So let us know where you're watching from, and as usual, get something to write on, your pen and paper, because I'm pretty sure you're going to be inspired. You're going to learn a lot, and hopefully it gets you to think about going to the next level of your greatness. So get ready. I'm going to bring Robbie now, and just participate. This show is for you, and we bring you the best. We bring you the most inspiring, greatness engineers, like I call them, to help you to be inspired and to help you to get the strategies to go to the next level of your greatness. So let's start the show and bring Robbie now. To another episode of the Greatness Engineering Hour show, the show that is brought to you by the Viray Telekima Global Leadership Organization.
Real is important is if you just look at the word compassion, when it's behavior, it's something that can be learned, and it is something that we can embody through habits and through our daily action.
To get this idea that if we interject this wisdom intentionally, I call them needle movers. It's the needle mover that's missing.
Don't deprive the world of your greatness. Please. Don't do that anymore. Dare to excel, dare to be sexy, dare to be you, dare to be the best version of yourself. Impact yourself positively, and from there impact others, and you are not alone.
welcome, Robbie, to the Greatness Engineering Show. It is such a pleasure to have you today, and really to get to know you and what the work that you're doing and how you inspire people, not only in the U.S. but now we hope that you're going to inspire the whole of Australia and the whole of the world as well. So, just before we start, is there anything that I miss out in terms introduction? I mean, especially for the audience meeting you for the first time. Tell us, a little bit about yourself and who is Robbie Love beyond, and it has to go beyond the music as well.
Yeah, well, hi. Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here with you. And well, basically, Robbie Love comes from a musical background. I was born and raised in a rock and roll household. My mother, Miss Mary Love, was Mary Love before I was born. So I grew up around nothing but music and entertainment all my life. So, yeah, I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California, around nothing but music. My very first time in the studio, I was like 2 weeks old. And my mom
Wow.
slept, she said I slept through the whole session until the music stopped. So, music has been the foundation of my whole existence, pretty much. And
Wow.
so, yeah, that's pretty much the
That
gist of who Robbie Love is.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Music, the foundation of all your life. And, and it comes down to, you actually now getting to do it in the global stage. So your debut EP is beautifully titled Just Robbie. And so that title feels both simple and incredibly powerful. So why did you choose that title and what does it represent at this stage of your life and career as well?
For me, just Robbie represents me stepping out on my own as my own artist and my own vision and creativity. Like I said, I was born in a musical environment under my mother, powerful entertainer, songwriter, just a powerful entity and human being she was. And so I'm stepping out of her shadow, but at the same time still honoring and carrying the love legacy on, because she created me, she molded me.
Mhm.
Everything that I'm about and I am is because of what she implemented into me.
Yeah, and so do you feel like this project, this song and this album is about, showing more your authenticity, and being, showing as well that you don't have to limit yourself to what, your mother created for you, or what is it exactly?
It's important to know your own identity as well as it's important to know where you
Hmm.
came from.
Hmm.
So that resonates with me right now so much because I have my own voice. I have my own life
Hmm.
experiences, up till this point now. So I feel like I'm a library. I feel like
Hmm.
it's time for me to not only share my gift of the ability to be able to sing, but to also share my life experience and what life has taught me, and not what
Hmm.
someone
Hmm.
else has interpreted, for me to express.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. And what do you hope, for us, when we listen to the song, to your album, why do you hope that, the listeners, discover about you through this, through this work, through this project?
Well, I want them to discover who I am as far as my background is concerned. I want them to understand me through the storytelling and the words that are in the song, which pretty much describes my life, especially on this EP. For the different songs
Mhm,
there is, each song has a different meaning and profound aspect as to who I am, to who Robbie is.
mhm, mhm, mhm. So I just wanted to understand a little bit, how this project came in and how you did handle it. So, what were really the challenges? Because I know that behind every project, it might be a success for all of us, but behind every project, there's always, uh, different stories, different challenges. So,
Mhm.
were the challenges that you had to go through, and how did you manage, those different challenges? What are the strategy that you use? And did you need to get help at some point? So just wanted to understand, how the whole project came in and shape you in a way.
The project started with me writing When Love Comes Around. I
Hmm.
wrote the song, and I called Welton Guite, my co-writer on the song, and I told him I need a track. I need music for this song. And so I actually sung the song in my little recorder, and I sent it to him, and he sent it back to me, and we took it from there. I laid down the vocals, and once I did that, Wilton let Jewett Bostic hear the song.
Hmm.
And from there, Duet won it in. So that's pretty much how this EP, got started. It just took its own legs from that point. To be honest with you, this EP and the whole process for me personally was like magic. It was just
Hmm.
so unbelievably magical through the whole process of everything, the energies of the people that I was around that were a part of this project. It was just absolutely amazing. Unlike really any other experience that I had before, outside of course recording with my mom and other people too, but this one was special for me because of the creative aspect of this of the EP, what it means,
Hmm.
and also the energies, the high frequency energies of the people that poured into this project. It was literally a labor of love. So for me, honestly, to be very honest, it was no how do you say, it was no problems for me at all. It was no pull and tug. It was just magic, and I just appreciate everyone that put so much effort into making it magical for me, because of them doing that, I didn't
Hmm.
feel any pressure, and it's a beautiful thing to be in that position when when you're creating on this level, you know what I mean.
Hmm. 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 And that's like you said, it's just so beautiful to be at this level. And I can see one of the single, and it looks like it's the lead single, "When Love Comes Around." It is such, an uplifting song about love, gratitude, and appreciation. So just again, what inspired this song, and what did you choose it, as the first single from your debut in your single "Just Robbie"?
I wrote When Love Comes Around at the beach. I live like a couple of blocks away from the beach, and so that's one of my
Mhm.
favorite places to go. And
Mhm.
I, you know, I was sitting there and thinking about love, about family love and all the different aspects of love, and and I just was thinking, what does love really mean to me? And so the melody and the hook, when love comes around, make no mistake that it's the truth, came. It came
Mhm.
to me
Mhm.
first. And so I'm like, wow, okay, make no mistake that it's the truth. Because to
Mhm.
me, I'm seeing that there's different meanings to different people of what love is. And so,
Mhm. Mhm.
the lyrics and when love comes around, no more cloudy days, blue skies, and sun rays. It's the
Wow.
simplicity. It's simply saying, this is what you feel when love feels real, at least to me.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. And it looks like, it's this song is already resonating, around the world. It's been I can see it's been on, some several platforms already. So one thing that I wanted to know, especially how do you feel about it? What does it mean to have, your music recognized by, respected, platform publication and be celebrated for, for the work that you're doing and the message that you actually sending to the world?
It's such a wonderful feeling. It really it really is. It's so humbling too, because as a creator, we come with this vulnerability. And
Mhm.
so to be recognized by, your peers and, people of such high magnitude in the industry, it's really an honor. I don't take it lightly. I'm just really, really honored, and I feel really grateful and blessed to be recognized, as someone, to be taken seriously, because, there's a lot of music going on out here that, that's not hitting with substance. And and if me creating music of substance is garnering me attention in this manner, then I feel like I'm on the right track. So it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's such a competitive industry, and I can imagine that, this recognition is actually, you feel good to be recognized and to be, to get above, above the water, because it's not always easy. So we're gonna have a
Mhm.
break, and then we'll come back and continue to get to know you, to get to know, a little bit more about the projects that you brought, to the world, and really understand, how those projects can actually inspire and help us, when we actually get, familiar with them, to go to the next level of our greatness. So don't go anywhere. We will
Okay.
be back with Robbie in a few minutes. We are back with Robbie. Robbie is, a songwriter. She's also, into the acting industry. And her first album, Just Robbie, is already, trending in the US, but also around the world on some global platforms. So welcome if you're joining us, and don't hesitate to participate. And one thing that I wanted to know, Robbie, is you probably have, people that did inspire you, some artists who shape, your style, whatever you're delivering right now. So who were the artists that really shape, you growing up? Because I can see the sound, you actually blend different type of sound. You combine the classic soul, you combine the jazz and some contemporary R&B. So just wanted to know who were the artists that shaped you growing up.
Wow. There was so many, and it's amazing because I grew up listening to all different types of genres of music. When I was a child, actually, I loved jazz. One of my favorite artists was Ronnie Laws. I loved Ronnie Laws when I was a kid. The saxophone and things like that. Wow, my mom, as far as R&B, soul, my mother, of course, Mary Love, Shaka Khan. Yes,
Mm.
yes, absolutely, Shaka Khan. A little later, Anita Baker. Oh wow, there's so many. Oh, Natalie Cole, the
Mhm.
emotions, artists like that. And but yeah, I listened to so many different genres of music growing up, and I really appreciate that too. Also too, Roy Ayers. I had Roy Ayers listening to him when I was a kid. Loved Roy Ayers music, and I was blessed to be able to meet him and work with him, later on in life. So it's amazing how the universe just aligns you with
Mhm.
people. You know what I mean? Music is magic to me. But yeah, those are the people that pretty much shaped me so far, and I'm sure there's more that I can't think of right now. But right off the top of
Yeah.
my head, those are the ones. Yeah.
Yeah, so and it's a big variety of styles. So I understand why your music is a blend of different style. And so, but you also write songs, and that's another incredible part of the talent that you have. And songwriting is can be it can be vulnerable as well, So when you sit down, to write, where do your songs usually begin? Is it with the lyrics? Is it with the melody? Is it with an emotion, or just an experience of life?
You know what? Honestly, all of the above. It could be any one of them at any given time, because I remember writing songs immediately out of emotion. I remember writing songs because I've heard a melody that I wanted to put some a story or some lyrics to, or I might have some lyrics that that I want to create a story with. But a lot of times when I have the lyrics first, I have the melody at the same time. So, but it could
Mhm.
be in any one of the above at any given time. It depends on what's happening at that time.
Mhm. And do you ever, write song that never get released, because they're just simply, too personal, or do you always release everything that every song that you write?
Honestly, this is going to be as far as on a professional level, because most of my career, I've done a lot of recording for other artists, and it began with my mom.
Mhm.
So as far as songwriting and on this level, as far as me being recognized as a songwriter, when love comes around is my honestly my serious debut. I wrote many
Mhm.
songs. I have a catalog of songs that haven't been released yet. So but and
Mhm.
also I have collaborated with other people on their songs as far as writing is concerned. But as far as I'm concerned, as for writing the lyrics and releasing the song When Love Comes Around is my debut, and I'm so excited and happy for it because it's like all over the world now, and people can see me now as a songwriter, not just a singer.
And that's amazing because in addition to your music, you also started acting career because you did appear in a short film called Get in the Car. So how did that opportunity come about? Because I know it's still entertainment, but going from the music and writing song to really be part of a short film. Tell us about that experience.
Well, the short film, I'm not actually within the short film, but the short film is about me and the project. But it's,
Wow.
but see, the thing about the short film, Get in the Car, it's see, I'm an independent artist, and so my
Mm-hmm.
team and I are going against corporate Goliath, and so I have to still compete with other artists and businesses in the business. So in order to have an edge, which is great that we have the technology that we have, we wanted to tell the story of how this whole process began with the project visually. And so Get
Mm-hmm.
in the Car, basically, in a nutshell, is I'm going to say, as far as Juet Bostic is concerned, he put that together. Jack Rafferty, he's telling Kim Thick, which is supposed to be the lady
Mm-hmm.
who's spearheading my career and the EP and everything. He's telling her to get in the car so we can talk business. I have the resources and what you need to get Robbie's EP to go where it needs to go. He said, he's like, I heard it. I
Mm-hmm.
heard the song and I want in. And so that's pretty much like I was telling you earlier when Duet heard When Love Comes Around, he said I want in. So yeah, that's how that whole thing came to pass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. And I mean, it's always good to have those, different experiences, and it actually can help, with whatever you're doing with your music. And also, one of the things that I really wanted to know is, did, this experience actually influence the way you're now, telling your stories through your songs, or do you think it will have an impact, or, it will had something to the way you write your songs as well.
Yeah, yeah, it has a major impact on the direction that I'll take, moving forward now, because of the
Mhm.
level of the productions and how everything took place. It really gave me a wonderful look on how I can just go ahead and move forward on this level now. Things are different.
Mhm.
Things are different than they were before now that this project has manifested. It has placed me on a whole nother level, and where I've been striving to be. And so I'm just excited. I'm just
Yeah.
excited about the whole thing. It's just, the whole new level. Everything's different, and that's the reason why
Mhm.
I'm excited, and also to the excitement of the unknown. Because when you
Mhm.
make those steps, I just said I want to just I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to let's just create this song. And from When
Mhm.
Love Comes Around, here we are now. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful place to be right now. So I'm just excited about everything. I'm excited about the future and everything that it has to hold from this point.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. And I can imagine, and everything is just falling into place, and you also have some other milestone actually. From what I could read, is one of the exciting milestone in your journey was seeing your work feature on the famous Billboard. So that's a dream many artists hope to experience. So how obviously you already said it, but how did you feel just seeing yourself in a big billboard? What was your feeling at the moment, and what did it represent to you so far?
Wow. You know, I actually, when I found out about it, I was in the middle of an interview. I had no idea of it at all. He came in and said, "Breaking news, Robbie, I just got information that you are going to be on a Times Square billboard." And I'm like, are you serious? I was so,
Yes.
I was thrown, you know, and I was
Mhm.
speechless. I'm like, wow, I had to literally let it just set in. But when it finally set in, oh my goodness, of course, immediately, like it was a shock, but it's just like, wow, it's so amazing because November 3rd, 1968, my mother was in Billboard magazine
Mhm.
signing a record label deal. And I ran across the photo of that maybe a week before that interview. And so I'm like, wow, Billboard magazine to a Times Square billboard.
Mhm.
That was, oh my, I had a moment. I really did, because my mom's not here anymore. And you know, of course, I wish she was here to see and, you know,
Mhm.
witness
Mhm.
all of
Mhm.
these things that's going on. But it really, really, really touched my heart in a deep way. And so when he told me about it, I my mind went to my team, Juette
Mhm.
Boston and Pamela Broussard. I said, wow, wow, this is absolutely amazing. And you know, it was actually my team's rebellious way of putting the flag out there, you know, because like I said, we're David, you know, competing with the corporate Goliath. So you know, we're pulling out the stops to you know, to get me exposed and everything, and that was so great. And you know, another thing too, I do want to say, I lived in New York for some time,
Mhm.
and I worked right around the corner from that billboard. And
Wow.
I used to literally walk right up under that billboard Monday through Friday to go to work. And so when I finally realized that, that really threw me again. I'm like, it's I can't make this stuff up. It's so
Yeah.
magical and amazing, you know, at the same time. It's really a wonderful trajectory that my life is taking right now, just for saying, hey, you know what? Regardless of what it is that I think that I don't have at my disposal or resources or not, I'm just going to take what I have right now and just move forward.
Fantastic. And it and I can imagine it can be surreal, you know, especially when you start to, you know, pinch yourself and asking, is it really me? I am the one, you know, I am the one creating all of this. And did you ever feel, because we often, I mean, people have, you know, this fear of success. So have you ever experienced, you know, this fear of success when things started to really line up, and you know, all the great successes, you know, it was there? Any particular feeling of fear of not belonging or anything like that, or you did feel the opposite?
You know, it's very important, like I said before, to know your identity. Because when you know your identity, you have this deep sense of clarity within yourself of who you are and what you have and what you are capable of. I think as human beings, we all come with a set of fears in different areas in our lives. And of course, as an artist and a songwriter and someone who's putting herself out there with writing songs, performing and everything, it's, you know, you're in a vulnerable state. So I think at some point, I was feeling an imposter
Mhm.
type of syndrome, but I had to shake myself out of that real fast, because first and foremost, I'm not an imposter as far as music is concerned, because not only was I born with the gift to sing, literally grew up in the environment. So I had to really shake that. And I think that feeling stemmed from the vulnerability, wanting to be received and things like that. It's just a chance that you have to take when you are putting forth your gift. It's a chance that we all have to take. But when we understand that we are all uniquely different and we have our own expression, our expression is for someone out there. Maybe not for everybody, but it's for someone out there. And so also too, I had to get myself together and say, you know what, Robbie, you got to get out of that and you got to share who you are, because I felt like I was being stingy. you know, I felt like, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I was not giving what the people need that I have to give. I come with a whole hefty bag of life experiences now too. So it's time. It's time for me to express myself through music and through my storytelling and visual arts and everything. I'm a creator and I understand that completely now. I have the ability to do many things, other things, but my core really and my bone marrow is music.
And I liked what you said. I don't want to be stingy. So don't be stingy. Share, your experience. Share who you are. Show who you are, and don't be shy. Don't feel like an imposter. You have, the right to be on that stage, and don't ever hesitate to go forward. So we're gonna have another break, and we will be back again to continue this inspiring, conversation. I hope the audience really enjoy it. I do enjoy it. It's really inspiring. So don't go anywhere. We will be back in few minutes. To another episode of the Greatness Engineering Hour show, the show that is brought to you by the Biray Telekima Global Leadership Organization.
When I left Disney, I met lots of people who are entrepreneurs and just said, look, I'm starting. What advice do you have for us? And I got some great advice. And there was a few things that were key. First of all, and as you saw in the video there, keep it simple. Be simple about what problems you solve.
But what are you hoping for? That means that there's a future. That means that there's something that you yet still need to be realized and materialized in your life. And if you have lost hope and you're not hoping for something, that means you're lost. So we need to get you back to the place of being able to hope again.
Trust the process. So many times we get stuck and paralyzed from taking the first step and taking action to get out of that transactional to the transformational of our own lives because we're afraid. But trust the process. Take that one little microscopic step. And I tell you that once you do that, that will increase into another step and another step and another step. So that's what I'd like to leave with you today.
My message for today is delay is not denial. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish in life. Do not stop until you get what it is you know God has for you.
So we are back with Robbie, and this conversation is really inspiring. We get to discover, the greatness of Robbie And really, I hope that whoever is listening from the beginning, you've actually put all the notes and everything on your written down. So I wanted to ask you, because you are an independent artist, and as an independent artist, it's not always easy. So building a career requires creativity, resilience, and some business acumen as well. So what have been some of the biggest lesson you've learned navigating the music industry independently, Robbie?
One of the biggest lessons navigating is learn learn the business. That should be the priority, because once you learn the business, then you're not just like some bird just flying around without a head trying to figure things out. It's important to know the business. Like I say, I grew up in the music business, but music was survival for us.
Mhm.
Music was everything. It wasn't just, oh, let's get out there and play music and record and become famous and popular and things. No, music was everything in our household. Music was the cornerstone, and also for my mom, it was what she music was everything to her because of how she grew up. It was her saving grace. So,
Mhm.
of course, it was her saving grace, and it became everything that she was about. It became everything that me and my brothers were about as well. So, when you are an artist like that and you're coming up, all you want to do is sing. All you want to do is be in it. And you're not thinking about learning the business. And that can get you
Mhm.
caught up. So it's very important to learn how the business, is ran. And, and especially now for a lot of us, that come from an era where the music industry was a lot different than it is now. We didn't have the technology that we have now
Mhm.
for exposures and promotion and the streaming and anything. Everything was more on a tangible level as far as record sales and things like that. So we have to make adjustments. So that's why I said it's important to learn the business first, because when you learn the business first, you understand where the business is at the time you learn it, and then also you are able to navigate and evolve once as the business evolves. You understand what I'm saying? I think I did. I lose you?
Hello? Yeah,
Oh, there you
I
are.
lost you at some
Okay.
point. You're back. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I hope
So
you
I
were
can
able
see
to.
you now.
Okay, good, good, good. I hope you were able to hear what I was saying, but I was just basically saying, how it's important to learn the business so, you'll have an edge, in your career. And also too, it helps to you to be able to navigate and evolve as the industry and the business is evolving.
And you were talking about the different way of the different new thing that you have in the industry, things like technology and the way the branding is done now. So how are you using the technology and the storytelling, the innovation to build a deeper connection with your audience, with your fans? Is it something that you do, or you still do things in a conventional way?
You know, um, oh, what we did was the liner notes were
Mm-hmm.
the visual liner notes for each song was important for us, because we wanted people to see the production aspect. We wanted them to see that there were actual people behind, and human beings playing real life instruments, and really in the studio putting the work in to make this thing work. And so it's all, technology is a blessing in that way, because it gives you a visual idea of the process, along with the short film, Get in the Car. It also it does the same thing. It's important. Technology is important, and it's amazing because we can reach a broader spectrum of people all over the world, as opposed to before we would need, like the big companies and corporations in the business to be able to get us to those points. And that's why being an independent artist is a good thing, because you have the freedom to be able to move it the way that you see with your own vision. And technology is a great way to implement that, and to get your story out, and things like that. I have always wanted to get into visual arts. So this, the liner notes and the short film Get Out the Car is pretty awesome to me. And also, it gives me a little a start off, a head start into that into that arena, because I got a lot of ideas of what I want to do now, in regards to the same thing.
Yeah, so it is, and like you said, we can leverage on technology, but it is important to stay authentic as well, and not lose the authenticity through the technology. And like you said, as an independent artist, you can actually do things, the way you want them. You use the technology the way you want, which is not the case, always the case, for, artists that depend from, different, stakeholders, and they really need to meet, the requirement for that. So thank you. And so I just wanted to do because we talk a lot about greatness on this show, and just wanted to have like the greatness engineering round. And as the greatness engineering round, just asking you, some bold questions. And one of the question is, greatness.
I think I lost you again, and you were
Yes,
breaking up. Okay.
I was breaking up. Okay, so can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so what I was saying is that, we talk a lot about greatness on this show, and it's really, our main focus. So just wanted to know, what is greatness for you, especially in everything that you do? How do you define greatness?
Greatness for me is displaying good character, um, and being principled. That's greatness to me, because with that, when you're led with good character and principles and integrity, you can create greatness where it could be well received. And so, like I said, with anything else, it can have many different meanings for different people, but that's what greatness means to me. And when you have those things already as your platform, then I believe that your greatness will be acknowledged. So we just walk in your good character and your principles and in your integrity, and you will be great.
And that's an important thing to to really know what your greatness is, and because it actually drives whatever whatever you do. And following from that, being in the music industry, what has been the greatest lesson music has taught you about life, and your journey so far?
Music is everything to me. Music has gotten me through my whole life. Um, I've eaten off of music. I was able to live and sleep because of music. Music has taken my life in places that other, that I probably would have never gone in before. Music is everything to me. I My whole life existence was a learning experience, as far as music is concerned. I've learned that all of us are human beings, even though we have gifts. And when we recognize that first, that gives us an opportunity to keep things in proper perspective. And I also understand that each individual comes with their own colors and their gifts. And so I just love the different colors of different people. I had learned to accept how different people express themselves in different ways. So I've learned I've learned a lot outside of that, as far as the business is concerned, how people conduct themselves, and the energies that you should align with, or such. You know yourself, then you know the
Mm-hmm.
energies that you know that you should be aligning yourself with. And this project, man, is so organic, and to me, divinely appointed, because there's
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
many things that happen within this project that really had just blew my mind. Working with a couple of the guys on the project, Lathan Armour, who came in and produced my vocals. He came full circle on this project, because he was supposed to work with my mother some years ago, but unfortunately that never transpired. But now he's on my project. And I mean, I had an emotional moment. I really did, because it's a whole story. And Welton
Mm-hmm.
Guy, I was supposed to work with Welton many years ago, work on an album, as a matter of fact. And
Mm-hmm.
due to some circumstances, I didn't get a chance to do that with Welton. But when I called him and told him that I wanted him to, put the music together from When Love Comes Around, he didn't hesitate. And here we are now. So that's why I said it was like divinely
Mm-hmm.
appointed. It just came full circle. And so I'm really grateful for this project. I'm grateful for all the lessons that I've learned in the industry. I don't count even what would be considered bad experiences. I don't even consider them that. I consider them as learning experience. I'm an alchemist. I'm gonna turn sour lemons into some lemonade.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's powerful. That's very powerful. And following on that, and seeing your excitement, and everything that you've accomplished so far. What is the legacy that you want to leave? Because obviously, you've built on your mom legacy. What what is your own, legacy? What is the legacy that you want to leave?
I want to leave a legacy of substance in the music. I want the music to leave a message that generations and generations to come can listen and get something from it. I want the music to have an impact on people's soul, and I want them to feel good with the music. I want them to know that I came to give them something that they can feel, that's real. And so basically, I want a legacy of substance and good music and artistry.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So substance, legacy of substance, and really something that's going to impact people for the long run. So thank you so much, Robbie, for such an inspiring conversation. It has been a real pleasure. And unfortunately, we have to, I could sit here for hours. It's just
It's
so
over
inspiring.
already.
And yes, so, and listening to you, I mean, your journey reminds us that, that true artistry isn't about, chasing trends. It's about, having the courage to tell your story and be yourself, and be honest about yourself and with your heart and your purpose, obviously. And again, congratulations on your beautiful success and, everything that you've accomplished. As you said, it's so divinely delivered to you, and on your, all the achievement that you've done, and really wishing you, a lot of success, going forward as well. And so if we need to listen, obviously I'm going to listen to the full album. That's that's a given. What songs should I start with, and which one do you recommend for us to go straight to? Do you have a preference?
Start start when love comes around. That's a good start right there. I say, and then from there, just let the album, just let it play from love, when love comes around. I believe Infant Eyes is the next song. I believe it is, and but yeah, just start with when love comes around, and let the journey, just let it take you through the journey of the EP.
Fantastic. So that's all good. And I hope, you are all listening. So start with when love comes around. And so what's next for you, Robbie? New music, new performance, new film, new collaboration. So what's
Yes.
next?
Well, all of those things actually, but also too, some holiday music is coming next. I'm going to be recording some holiday music for the holidays, Christmas and things. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that actually, and yeah, some touring. All of those things are actually in the process and in the making right now.
Okay, fantastic. And I can see, Pam is here. Love this interview. Robbie Love is incredible. Thank
Hi,
you, Pam.
Pam.
And
That's
then
my
we have,
girl. She's incredible
yeah,
herself.
she's incredible herself as well. I
Yes.
concur. So we have Vilas. Vilas is watching from India. And then we have
Ah,
Regina. Regina has been watching from Texas,
hi,
in
Regina.
the US. So all good. And so thank you for being with us today.
Oh,
And
thank you for having me.
it's just so amazing to come across your story and everything that you've accomplished so far. And I concur with Pam. Robbie is incredible, and thanks for for the connection and for
Yes.
everything that you do for us. And so I, just to the audience, to everyone watching around the world,
I think I lost you again.
just get to listen to the album, get to to connect with her if if you need to know a little bit more, because in 1 hour it's impossible to for her to share everything. And just wanted to ask you, how do people connect with you, Robbie?
Oh, you can connect with me at therobbylove.com is my website. I'm on
Mm-hmm,
Instagram at therobbylove. I'm on
mm-hmm,
Facebook at Robbie Love Entertainment.
mm-hmm.
Let's see where I'm on. I'm on. Where am I? I'm on TikTok, Threads as The Robbie Love, and also on X as The Robbie Love.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay, all right. So
also one more,
fantastic.
nutbutton.com slash Robbie Love. You can find me there too, as well.
Okay, fantastic. So thank you so much again, Robbie, again for your time, for your insight today, your inspiration, and for sharing your story and everything that you believe in. Obviously, we I'll be watching, how things are going for you, and I'm getting, to listen to this new album, Just Robbie. So, and everyone, please, get to the main platforms. Just Robbie is available, and if you can listen and really be inspired and get to Robbie, let her know, what you think about, our project. So, thank you so much. We will be back for another episode of the Greatness Engineering Show next month. And like I said, everything that we share here must be shared outside. It's not like in Vegas, nothing stay here. It has to go out to the world. So thank you very much again for being with us, Robbie.
Oh,
and
thank you so
enjoy.
much for having me. It's been my pleasure.
Not a problem. Thank you. See you all.
Bye-bye. Bye.